In the previous video, what we learned about is what a database is and the simple layout and structure of it and how we will use tables to store information. In this video, what we're going to be learning about are what tables used and stored procedures are and also how to use them. So let's get started with what a table is. A table is simply a place to store information on a database. A table has unique fields, which are called columns, and they store information that goes inside of the table. As you can see here, we have the owner's table storing information about a person and the pets table storing information about a pet. And we have an ID, name, gender, and phone field for the owner's table. And then in the pets table, we have more information about pets. But what I would like to draw your attention to is that in both tables, we have this field called ID, or this column. And this must be unique, and every table must have what is known as an ID field, where it has unique information that every row has that is individualized to each row, so we can reference it later. And then in the pets table, we have what is known as a foreign key. And what a foreign key is used for is for a relationship between tables. So what we can see by these arrows is what is known as a one-to-one relationship, where one person, or in the table owners, is referenced by one pet in the table of the pets if we ignore this third row. And so this is a one-to-one where one owner owns one pet. But we can also have what is known as a one-to-many, where one owner is referenced by many pets. So basically, one owner owns many pets, which is a very logical statement. So let's just go into a SQL database, and what I've gone here is I've just gone ahead and shown you that we've created the two tables pets, and we're going to look at the columns, select columns from owners, show. And what this does is it shows us that all of the columns inside of the owners are individualized, and they all have to have a data type. So for our ID field, we're simply having integers, and then we have varchars for the rest of our fields for name, gender, and phone. We also have what is known as a primary key, and it is listed there. So then going into the pets table, we're just going to show the same information, and we can specify if we want integers, we can specify if they can be null or not, so empty, and then what this is it's just saying that this is the foreign key field. And you can also set default values and extras, which we're going to learn about in a later, or known as constraints, which will be this auto increment. So let's go forward and start talking about what a view is. So what views are is a virtual table that stores queries or information that is returned from a query. So you can view a query by simply, let's just do a simple query of select star from owners. So we're just going to show everything in the owners table. And there we go, we show everything. But you can create a view, so a virtual table, by doing these queries. And we're just going to go ahead and create a view of name and phone. And we're just going to select name and then the phone from owners. And what it does here, as you can see, is it gave me an error. Oh, I put SA and not as. There we go. But what you can see is it does not actually show the output. Instead, it says the query was okay, but we didn't affect any rows. But if we do show tables again, we actually have an extra table, and we can select star from name and phone. And this shows us the information of the query that we returned. And going forward, next we have what are known as procedures. What a procedure is actually a subroutine that is run on the server. They're used for reducing traffic, and they are very light and easy to switch between SQL platforms. So we're going to go ahead and create a stored procedure, and we're going to first change the delimiter to a / because it's easier to create a procedure this way. And we're just going to create a procedure called counting. And it's going to be a simple procedure where we're going to count whatever is in. So we're going to count everything from owners and end. And then we'll have our //. There we go. And then we can call this by simply saying call counting / excuse me. And there we go. We get the count of how many rows there are in owners. So a stored procedure is basically a program that can be run on the server. I hope that this video has been helpful for you in understanding what tables, views, and stored procedures are. In the next video, what we're going to be learning about are the types of commands that are in SQL and when to use them. Again, my name is David Baker, and this video is brought to you by CreativeOnlineSchool.com.